Yeah. Just a little perch. About 2 ounce. Unreal, isn't it? The only thing I can put it down to is feed and presentation. You alright, mate? If somebody would say to me, I'm going to catch 6 big perch from here, I'd never have believed them. Odd one maybe, but something else. You alright, mate? Yeah. Did they? Right. Yeah. That one I lost were a bit smaller, that were a pound and a half, but yeah, they're like peas in a pod. They're not feeding, are they? F1s? Yeah. I like your optimism. Unreal. Oh, carp. Yeah. It's a knot weigher. Unfortunately. You what? I thought it were a perch when I looked into it. Developed another one, John. No, you don't, honestly. They'll come, mate. They'll come, pal. They'll come, my little cherry pie. Another cart. Me too. Me too, mate. You are? Cart. A non-weighing species, that's what I've got. What weight you got, Gaz? What you got?
I've got 15 blimps.
Yo, mate. What? Hooking carport time? When I hooked into this, I thought it were a barbel. Yeah. Didn't want to do that. That's us. Time!
We've got others in better pegs on.
What you got on? Matt? Well drawn. Well drawn. I'll tell you what I've got.
I've just dumped the car past the car.
Fucking, I'll tell you what, come and look at this net. That is ridiculous, that. I bet I've got £30 there. That's a fucking cracking net of fish, that. Yeah.
Is it full?
That's unbelievable, isn't it? I've never had a net of fish
That
like
is
that.
fucking one effort. That is fucking incredible, that.
I hope the light's good, because I'll take a photograph of it. That's one of the most enjoyable days. If I wouldn't have lost so many carp, if I were just catching them, that'd be the most enjoyable days ever.
You right net that then.
I thought you were wrong with that.
The 3 pounders then. Yeah, fucking definitely.
Well, my biggest
2.5 at
my
least.
biggest is 2.2.
Oh no, they'll be.
Unbelievable.
I've had a few carp on today, haven't I?
I know we all have though.
I've had nothing else in my peg.
I bet our foul looked 15 carp. I've had 8 carp. I chucked that £50 fish.
Been like that.
Sat there for a week, would I take that?
Bring the lead on. Get this lot. Okay. Well done.
Scales fella.
Good.
Go for it.
Alright.
You can get them wet again if you want. 31-14.
Right, round 2 of the Silverfish Natural Baits Winter League at Lindholme. It's a great league this. I think there's 45 in the league. And we're on round 2. I didn't video round 1 simply because I hardly caught anything. Quite a good league. There's 45 in it. And on the first round I drew 47 outside the cafe. And to be honest with you, I did fancy it for a few fish, especially some skimmers, because it's quite a deep area of the bonsai. On the first round there was bonsai, laurels, and I'm sure strip was in as well. Good mixture of lakes, all hold a good head of fish. Now, the Natural Bait Silverfish League, what it basically entails is it's all silverfish. The only fish you're not allowed to weigh are carp. So even F1s count. And I honestly thought I'd catch a few skimmers there and the odd F1. I was next to the M-peg. Sean Cameron was on the M-peg. The 9-peg section, so the big sections, but it was quite a tough section. Sean Cameron, Gary Jubb, Mick Viles, Matt Godfrey, just to name a few. Paul Wright was to my left. Quite a tough section. And I just really struggled. I mean, no matter what I did, I just couldn't catch. I've fed a ground bait, swim stim, black amino swim stim, just in little nuggets, fishing single, double maggot, working my way out. I've also kidney-potted a few swims as well, and nothing's worked. I've ended up, although I've had £11, I've really struggled. I've just not felt in touch with anything at all. It's just been the odd fish from here and there. I've ended up with £11, and the only person that's beat is Paul Wright to my left. He's had like £4. He struggled for a bite. It was just almost as if there was just no fish there whatsoever. I'm sure that there were, but nothing feeding. Especially roach. I thought I'd have caught quite a lot of roach. So not a very good start really. It's 6 matches and you drop your worst weight at a worst result. So that's my jopper out of the way now. Sean Cameron did well. He was third in the section to my right off the M-peg, but he fished a really tidy match. He had £25. Matt Godfrey was second with £32, and Mick Viles won the section with £35. So yeah, now round 2, I've drawn on this particular match 23 on strip, and it's quite an interesting match this, because I've been in that area over the past maybe 5 or 6 years, in the shallow end of the strip, or so I thought it was the shallow end. For as long as I can remember, it's always been 3.5 foot deep, and you can virtually use one rig on all your lines, whether it's 10, 13, 14, 16 metres. Very shallow peg, might alter in inches between maybe 10 metres and 16 metres, but you can get away using the same rig. Well, anyway, when I've got to my peg, I've plummeted up. Yeah, it's the same depth at 10 metres I expected, but then when I've got to 14 metres, it's like 2.5 foot deeper than I've ever known it be before. And recently, especially over this year, over this winter, there's been a lot of weights from that end. And obviously, because I've not been up there all year, I kept looking at the weights thinking, why are they up there? Because it's the shallowest part of the lake. And what's happened is the fish have all of a sudden, out of the blue, decided to settle up there just for a change, as opposed to the middle of the lake and the bottom pegs. And the peg's gone 2.5 foot deeper. Obviously, because the fish have decided to move up there and they've burrowed the silt out. And from 11 to 12 metres out, right up to 16 metres, and most probably beyond 16 metres, there's a big bomb hole now, which I'd say is 3.5 to 4 metres wide and however long as well. So it shows when the fish do settle in a certain area, how tight they shoal together. So I ended up having to put a deeper rig up, which I was just absolutely gobsmacked. But when I was plummeting up, I wasn't moaning because I was hitting fish. So there were definitely a lot of fish there. So I went an all guns blazing match really. Look, I've blown out in the first match. I need to win my section. And hopefully if I win my section I might have a chance of winning the match as well. So all I've done is I've kinder potted maggots with the intention to catch F1s. There's a lot of barbel in there, and just see what happens from there basically. So I've started at 10 metres, kinder potting maggots. The same situation as what I do with pellets, opening 2 lines and rotating, trying to find 2 areas at the same depth. And then when I've got to 14 metres, I haven't had a bite at 10 metres, I've maybe spent 20 minutes on that. I've gone to 14 metres, kinder potted some bait out in the bomb hole. And within 10 minutes it's gone under and I've hooked what I thought was a carp. And I brought my pole out really quickly, shredded a load of elastic out, gone to lift up, and a blooming massive perch has come to the top. And just as I've realised it was a perch, I've pulled out of it, but I've managed to net it. And that was the biggest perch I've caught, which is nearly, well over my personal best. It turned out to be £3.5. It was just beautiful fish. And for the first 2 hours, I've caught 6 perch over £2. And the rest of the lake was struggling. I got some great angles in my section. Johnny Freeborn to my right, Matt Godfrey, opposite in the middle of the lake, which I said to him in the morning, I fancy you winning the lake from that peg. And then I've just carried on kinder potting maggots in the same hole at like 14.5 metres. And then I've had an arrival of barbel. I've also had a tench, I've had a skimmer, I've had one F1, I've also had a rudd, so I've had a proper mixed net of fish, and I've just had a fantastic day's fishing and a memorable day's fishing. It's never happened to me before where I've ended up with 8 perch, 6 of them definitely over £2, but they were just fish of a lifetime. Absolutely enjoyed it, loved it, and I've ended up winning the lake with £31. I haven't framed with that. I think I come about 5th or 6th in the match. Sean Cameron won the match off peg 63 on Laurels with £44. So it was a really, really good match. So yeah, section win now. Really, I have got to win my section or come in the top 3 in my section every round now. So the pressure's on. But yeah, it was a lovely day's fishing. I'll never forget it.